Okay, so let's set the scene. Picture this, the ancient battlefield of Kurukshetra. Two massive armies are staring each other down, ready for war. And right in the middle of it all is our hero, Arjuna, a legendary warrior. But just as the battle is about to kick off, he faces this incredible crisis. Not a crisis of courage, but a crisis of conscience. And that moment, it sparks one of the most profound spiritual conversations ever recorded. And right here, this is the raw heart of his pain. You can just feel the anguish in his words, can't you? The army he's supposed to fight, well, it's not some faceless enemy. It's made up of his own cousins, his revered teachers, his grandfathers. I mean, these are the very people he has loved and respected his entire life. This conflict is literally tearing him apart from the inside.
And this is where Arjuna's ancient problem becomes so incredibly modern. I mean, we've all felt that tension, haven't we? Being caught between what we feel is our duty, what we should do, and the pull of our own heart. Arjuna's crisis is like a powerful mirror for the kinds of impossible choices we have to navigate in our own lives.
So let's dive right into the heart of this dilemma, because this is so much more than just pre-battle jitters. What we're seeing is a total breakdown of his purpose. It's just the raw, human pain of being trapped in what feels like a complete no-win situation.
Yeah, and this is what makes it so potent. See, Arjuna isn't a coward, not at all. This guy's a celebrated hero. He's renowned for his unmatched skill and bravery. But the emotional toll of this specific duty, it's so immense that it physically and mentally just shuts him down. He literally drops his legendary bow and arrow and essentially says, "I'm out." He's just lost in a sea of grief.
So, how does his guide, Krishna, respond to this profound despair? Well, he doesn't just offer a simple pat on the back. He does something way more radical. He completely reframes the entire problem, introducing this revolutionary perspective on life, death, and what our true identity actually is.
And boom, this is Krishna's opening salvo. It's a total game changer. He's telling Arjuna that his grief, as real as it feels, is based on a fundamental misunderstanding. Arjuna is mourning the temporary body, not the eternal self that lives within it. This is the first absolutely crucial step in transforming Arjuna's entire perspective.
This chart really lays out the core distinction perfectly. On one side, you have the body. It's born, it changes, it's temporary. And on the other side, you have the soul, the Atman. It's eternal, it's unchanging, and it's indestructible. So Krishna's first big lesson here is to get Arjuna to identify with the permanent soul, not the fleeting body.
I love this metaphor. It's so powerful and intuitive, right? It's the perfect way to explain reincarnation. I mean, think about it. You don't really grieve when you take off an old shirt, do you? You just put on a new one. Krishna's explaining that for the soul, changing bodies is just as natural as that. Death isn't some final end. It's simply a transition.
And Krishna really drives this point home with some vivid imagery. Get this, weapons can't cut the soul, fire can't burn it, the wind can't dry it out. It is completely beyond the physical world. And this leads to a really powerful realization. If this indestructible thing is your true self, and the true self of everyone you love, what is there really to be afraid of?
Okay, so if we are this eternal soul, then how are we supposed to live? That's the logical next question. And it brings us to Krishna's very practical solution, a path of action that's designed to weave this profound wisdom into the fabric of daily life. And that path has a name, Karma Yoga. Honestly, this is the central teaching of the entire Gita. It's not about inaction. It's not about running away from your problems. No, it's about engaging with life, performing your duties with 100% of your effort and skill, but, and this is the absolute key, completely letting go of your attachment to the outcome.
This verse is famous for a very good reason. Just think about how much of our own anxiety comes from worrying about results. Am I going to succeed? What are people going to think? Will I get that promotion? Krishna says, forget all that. Focus only on the quality of your action. The results, they are not and they never were in your control. Now, this isn't about apathy. It's actually a formula for psychological freedom. It frees you up to act with your full power and presence because you're no longer paralyzed by the fear of what might happen next.
So here's the practical breakdown. First, you have to understand and accept your duty, your svadharma. Second, you act with everything you've got. Third, and this is the challenging part, you let go of the results. And fourth, you stay balanced. You stay steady, completely unaffected by success or failure, by praise or by blame.
So what happens when you actually live this way? What's the end goal of this whole practice? Well, this leads us to the final part of Krishna's teaching in this chapter, a description of a person who has achieved this state of steady, unshakable wisdom.
And of course, Arjuna wants to know more. He asks Krishna, what does this person with steady wisdom actually look like? How do they talk? How do they sit? How do they walk? He's asking for a practical roadmap. He wants to know what the destination looks like.
Krishna's answer paints this amazing picture of ultimate self-mastery. This person isn't just tossed around by their cravings or their fears. No, they are the master of their own inner world. And that tortoise metaphor is just perfect. They have the ability to withdraw their attention from all the external chaos and find that center of peace within themselves anytime they choose. And to top it all off, Krishna offers this stunning image. The goal isn't to stop the rivers of desire from flowing. That's pretty much impossible. The goal is to become like a vast, deep ocean. The rivers can flow in, sure, but they are so insignificant compared to your depth that they don't disturb your tranquility at all. That is the state of steady wisdom.
And so, this incredible ancient teaching leaves us with a very, very modern question. In our lives, which are so defined by metrics and goals and outcomes, how do we actually apply this? How can we give our all to our work, to our relationships, to our passions, while at the same time freeing ourselves from all the anxiety and fear that's tied to the results? Well, that is the timeless challenge of the Gita.